What does it do?
We use it. This one's like the hospital doesn't supply the BPMS.
Well, actually, it's 160.
For me, I don't understand the money they are taking for me that night. That money, they no receipt.
It is for this reason why I head up north to Tamale, the northern regional capital. It's bustling here in Tamale, a city that's home to over 300,000 people. Traders here try to catch the attention of first-time visitors. The people of the north are warm and accommodating, but there is one issue they cannot afford to contain: extortion.
Begging country, justice country, corruption country.
They don't care whatever is, and extortions too are also there. After the extortion, we'll be reporting it, and we'll report. It seems the authorities are not doing anything.
Tamale Teaching Hospital, the biggest referral center, serves the 3 regions of the north. Some patients and staff who walk out of its gates are unhappy with the services rendered at the Tamale Teaching Hospital. They are livid with the extortions by doctors and nurses. They carry nightmares of dying relatives on the hospital beds over perceived poor medical care and procurement breaches costing millions of cedis. My name is Kwetenati, and in this Hotline documentary, I go undercover with the goal of exposing this rot.
For me, I don't understand the money they are taking for me that night, because I brought my friend's wife there to deliver, and then the time we deliver, he said I will come and pay 32 Ghana cedis and see the baby, or they use some medicine and put the woman, that's medicine, or they see after the baby seeing money they are taking. I don't know. That money, they no receipt.
Meet Wahab Karim. His wife delivered at the maternity ward of the Tamale Teaching Hospital. I met him on the corridor of the obstetrics and gynecology department. He's unhappy with unapproved fees taken from him by some health officials here. He's bitter as he walks to see his newly born baby. He wasn't given receipts for some bills he paid.
The others, I go pay and collect the receipt OPD 2 times, and then other one, he said I will go collect medicine. The medicine, some are not there. He said I will go for and pay before I come, because health insurance is not covered that one. So I go OPD and pay everything and come. But the other 32 Ghana cedis there, I don't know the money they are taking. He said I will pay 32 Ghana cedis. So I give it to them.
It's customary for Muslims to say prayers into the ears of a newborn baby, but to be allowed to do this at the Tamale Teaching Hospital, the new mother or husband must pay an amount of money. Wahab and the many Muslims whose wives have delivered here have had to do this.
They give the son to me to pray. After the praying there, I give the money to her.
And did you demand a receipt for it?
No receipt at all, no receipt.
And did you ask them why they were taking that 32 cedis from you?
I didn't ask them. Maybe I think that they are collecting all that money here. I don't know. I didn't ask them, because they are doing their job. I can't challenge them. So that's why I give it to them.
And there are many more stories about extortion in this hospital. Wahab is not the only resident with a bitter experience from the Tamale Teaching Hospital. Ibrahim's wife spent 3 months at the hospital after delivery. Ibrahim had to be by her. The pregnancy had complications. It meant more drugs were needed to save the expectant mother and the unborn baby. However, no receipts were issued for the drugs sold to him. He was concerned, but the life of his wife mattered more. So he gave in and paid.
I've experienced a lot when my wife was pregnant, and my own was even different because there was some kind of complications that they need to admit her for almost 3 months. They need to admit her for almost 3 months before she can deliver. So for that past 3 months, I was in the hospital, running up and down, buying of drugs. And any time that I'm going to buy drug, both inside the hospital, no receipt. But those that health insurance has covered, at times you go, they will tell you that that medicine currently is not available. So you need to go outside and buy that one. And some too were provided. And I think those that I was able to get from the health insurance was below 20 cedi and 20 cedi exactly. And anything above 20 cedi, in fact, I need to go and buy it outside, or I'll go to one of the pharmacy and buy, or some of them will even tell you that they have that drug with them that they can give you and take the money so that the next day they will go and pay it for you. And because you are in need, and imagine your wife is in that condition, anything that they say, you pay. And we're there for almost 3 months. That's the 3rd month that they were to carry on this year's. That's the operation. So I was asked to go and buy, I don't know, is this something pack like that? The one SAS pack, CS pack. So I was asked to go and buy that one. And the one that my wife will wear and they will operate in. So I asked and they said it's 2 million. I asked and they said 2 million, and currently it's 200 Ghana cedi. So I went to one of the pharmacy. They said, is this special pharmacy or something pharmacy like that? I went there and they said the link was down. So because I was in hurry, I took the pack, brought it, and gave them the money. They said I should come back for the receipt later, which I couldn't. So for that one too, I did not take that receipt.
After the midwife delivered his wife of her baby, the unsolicited demands did not end. When he added 1 to 2 on his calculator, he had parted way with 2,000 cedis, although he had national health insurance.
When my wife delivered, someone came, showed me my baby, and told me that I'm to pay, is it 22 or 24 Ghana cedi? It's the award fee. And after that, I've paid the money, and someone too came again. Is it I should pay 5 cedi or 10 cedi for tea? They have to prepare tea for my wife. I gave the person that money. It was 5 cedi. And later on, I asked my wife, and she told me that nobody prepared tea for her. So I came out and prepared that tea for her again. And for that 3 months up to the time that she delivered, I spent almost getting to 2,000.
This assignment is important because the extortion by health officials will not only make people shy away from accessing health care in the hospitals for fear of being charged exorbitant fees, but also compel them to resort to dangerous self-medication options. Others are likely to be denied treatment for non-payment of these exorbitant fees. I have come across Al Hassan, a depressed-looking husband expecting his second child. Doctors are demanding he pays 108 cedis for a drug to induce his wife's pregnancy. He had already made substantial payments since she was admitted. His wife has been rushed to the emergency ward, but without the money, doctors will not operate on her.
I took my wife to hospital for checkup. When she went there, they told her to come back on Monday. That when she comes on Monday and she hasn't delivered, they will operate on her. So last Monday, I've sent my wife to hospital to check up to see whether the operation will still goes on or not. When I sent my wife, they've told her that we should go and do scanning. When we did the scanning, I went out and paid for the scanning. When we did the scanning, then she came back. They've told her that the operation has been cancelled, that she can deliver normally. So, but they've said the BP is up small. So we should go and buy a certain drug that they use to induce ladies to give birth. So I gave money to my wife to go and buy that drug too. Yesterday, they've said that they have to do scanning again. It's like the baby is having too much weight that the baby cannot come out. So I went there this morning. They've called me this morning and said I should come. That is an emergency. I should come to see something. When I went to the hospital, the doctor said they have to operate my wife because the child is having too much weight. So they said it is an emergency, so they have to operate on her. So one of my friends followed me to the hospital. My friend went for the drugs and paid some of the monies for the drugs and collected those that they've said the health insurance have covered. So after that, they've said they are now to prepare my wife for the CS. I came down, they've sent us all down and they've said they are going to send her inside theater. We were down there when they've called us again and said we are supposed to pay 108 Ghana cedis, a certain 108 Ghana cedis. Then we went. When we went, we asked them what are we paying the 100 Ghana cedis for. They said that one is for some drugs that they've used and the health insurance did not cover. Meanwhile, we already bought some of the drugs that they've said the health insurance has not covered.
He doesn't have a penny on him. The longer he waits, the more likely it will be that he will lose his wife and his unborn baby. I join him on his motorbike in search of money. He knocks on the doors of relatives and families for 108 cedis. The fate of his unborn child and wife hang in the balance. After an hour, he finally raises the money. We head back to the ward. A doctor who identified as Mohammed takes the money but will not provide receipt when we demanded it.
So please, you say we should pay how much?
86.
Okay.
Well, actually it's 186. Didn't I tell you?
Yes.
So I can take up the anesthesia assessment, but the drugs, there's nothing you can do.
Okay.
Have you seen the baby? Have you seen the baby?
Not yet. The baby has been delivered.
Yes, baby is delivered. So you go. Yes, give you 4 6.
Yes.
When you go out here, no, when it's ready, they will call you.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I'll bring it. 4 6.
No problem.
Al-Hassan recounts the experience.
So we paid for who paid that 108 Ghana cedis asked for a receipt, and they said the receipt is not there, that they are not to give us any receipt. So that's it. We paid the money, then come down again. Meanwhile, the time that they've asked for the money, I was not having money. I have to go to my sister, go and see whether I can get the money. So when I went, my sister was not there herself. So I have to call my junior sister. Luckily on my part, my junior sister was in the hospital there too. She gave me the 108 Ghana cedis to pay it, and they've sent my wife inside the theater. After they finished, they've called me to come and see the child. When I went, they've asked me to pay another 10 cedis. That 10 cedis is for ward fee or ward fee. I've asked for receipt again, and they said they don't give receipt for ward distance.
Under the NHI's program, pregnant women are to receive free full package access to antenatal, prenatal, and postnatal care. But this is not the case at the Tamale Teaching Hospital maternity ward. Al-Hassan's case is even worsened. When additional monies are demanded from him by nurses before he's allowed to say prayers in the ears of his newly born baby.
What fund? What fund? Yeah. Okay. What does it do?
This one's like the hospital that don't supply the
Country, begging country.
Your wife was at the operating theater.
Yes.
You were being asked to go and look for money. At that moment, how were you feeling?
I can't explain that one. I can't explain because I was worried too much that my wife can die at any moment because they can refuse to operate on her because of 108 Ghana cedis that they said I should go and look for.
While hanging out on the corridors of the OBS and Ghani department, I meet this lady. I've decided to call her Zina. Her sister was detained at the maternity ward. The midwife who delivered her of her baby is demanding money for assisting her during the delivery. This midwife is popularly called Auntie B. She had closed for her nightly duties, but waiting on Zina to pay 30 cedis delivery fee. This is the second time I'm accompanying such distressed patients to pay on their behalf.
My brother and sister, not say we say also to ask okay.
Such monies are not sanctioned by the authorities of the Tamale Teaching Hospital. Dr. David Akombela is the chief executive of the hospital.
The question of extortions by health personnel from our clients, I've been hearing such complaints on radio and but nobody has concretely brought a report to me on any concrete person taking money from a particular client. But we have taken steps. We've actually written out to notify all staff that it's illegal for anybody to take monies from anybody through any unapproved channel without receipts. So our staffs are aware that when they are caught in that act, they will be reprimanded heavily.
Is it mandatory for, let's say, women who deliver here at your hospital Do they need to pay before they know the sex of their babies? Do they need to pay for even delivering? Is such practices approved here?
No, all our clients here are under the free maternal care, and we don't. The management has not instituted any charges or any form for patients to pay directly to us.
Al Hassan's wife could have died because of this extortion by a doctor. He claims his second experience was better than when he was expecting his first child.
It's high time. It's high time. It's more than high time self. Because we've been seeing this. Our colleagues have been, this is not the first time. This is my second child. The first one I can't remember, but that's about last 3 or 4 years. This one is even better than last 4 years self.
What was last 4 years?
Last 4 years old. That was my first time, so I did not know anything. When I went, everything that they said I should pay, I will pay for it, and they will not give me any receipt. That was it. So it is this time that I realized that I have to be collecting a certain receipts for it, and they said this one they don't give receipt, this one they don't give receipt. Because those that I know they are legal, I have receipts for those.
Conditions were never supposed to have been that bad at the third biggest teaching hospital in the country. Al Hassan and others like Ibrahim are lucky to have had their loved ones alive. Abdul Rahman Yusuf lost his 16-year-old daughter, Abdul Rahama Shakina, at the same hospital. The heavily built man's eyes well with tears as he tries to recount what happened 2 months ago. But the anger will not let him.
That is, I wanted to kill one of them. Because
why?
Because the way the daughters done it is it's pain me.
What did they do?
Because the time we sent our daughter to the hospital, that was 8 o'clock. You see that time. So we are begging the doctor sent me to buy everything. Sport time you send me to others some place, go and buy this thing. We went there and done it and buy it. After that, he sent another person. They'll just send you everywhere. So the time, so I can't explain anything.
On the 18th of September this year, he rushed his daughter to the Tamale Teaching Hospital. Doctors diagnosed her daughter as anemic and needed blood transfusion. They arrived at the hospital around 9:30 p.m. The health workers assured them they would carry this procedure in an hour, but delayed the process of getting the blood till 3 a.m. and further delayed the transfusion till 9 a.m. Almost 12 hours of waiting. This was because he said the doctors demanded 108 cedis before the blood would be transfused. But parents of the girl were told plainly that without money, they would not take care of her. Yakubu Amama is the mother and narrates the painful events.
We went to the hospital on the 18th September at West Hospital, and they said they don't have place to admit the girl. So, and the girl too need blood, so they don't have blood there. So they transfer us to TTH, and we went there. When we went there, they didn't do the concern about we brought a emergency there. Like we just standing there like 10 minutes time before my brother knew somebody there, and he called his senior. Oh, senior, attend to us. We have brought emergency here, and the nurse come and tell me that we should go and put the girl down on the bed before they attend for us. So they collect our things and check. And it is a transfer from West Hospital. So they say that we need blood emergency, so we should go and buy the blood. And we went and buy the blood and do lab tests, everything. We do it. And the time that they are going to use the blood for the girl, they say that we should go and pay 1.8. That time my husband was not having money again. He's left with 20 CD on his pocket. And he just told them that we don't have money again, so they should give us that medicine that they are going to use for the child, so that tomorrow he will bring the money. And they said that if we don't have money, then they will not do anything. If we are ready to trace our child, then we should go and bring the money. And my husband came back and told me that they say if he don't have money, they won't attend to us. So me and the girl was lying on the bed, and they are men. He and his brother was running up and down with the nurses to them for them to treat the girl. They didn't do concern about anything. So me, I'm just lying down, and they did everything and come and tell me that they are going home. They said that they should go home. So when they go home, they will put the blood on the girl. So that the time that they are going, it was around 1 o'clock, and they went home and left me and the girl. They didn't do anything.
The dying moment of her daughter still haunt her every night. If only she could get justice, she would have a semblance of closure.
When your daughter was dying, did you draw the attention of the nurses to her condition?
I was not there. They didn't allow me to stand with the girl. When they come and clean the hospital, they asked me to go out. So we went out and they cleaned all the hospital before we come back. When I came back around 9 going to 10, I didn't see my girl. And I was asking them, where is my girl? Where is my girl? And somebody told me that they pushed the girl inside. And I went there. When I went there, I saw them using the blood. That time that they give her the blood and oxygen at once. So I went there and stand by my child, and they say I should go out. And I went out again.
And it appears there's very little effort by the authorities at the hospital to deal with the situation.
Country.